hello, hello, everyone. What is up here at the tail end of Games Finished Adequately at EGLX 2018? My name's Protomagicalgirl. I'm gonna run a couple real, actual Mega Man games. No more clones, no more fan games. Getting into the real stuff here. We're gonna kick it off with Mega Man 8 in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Mega Man 8 for the PlayStation 1, released in 1987, the 10th anniversary of Mega Man. And oh, does this game show it. This game... I can't slide, apparently. Don't mind me. This game is underappreciated. Let's just start there. This game is cursed to eternal lower popularity than it deserves, simply by not being an 8-bit game. But today I am going to show you why this game deserves just as much love as its NES brethrens. And if I really can't convince you, then, well, I'm running an NES game after this, so whatever. So, reason number one that Mega Man 8 is absolutely amazing, this little thing right here. This is the Mega Ball. The Mega Ball is a Mega Ball. I cannot slide. You can do that on it. With the Mega Ball, you can kick it into enemies, kick it, it rebounds off walls, and you can do infinite vertical jumps, including jumping straight out of falling off of a ledge, which is pretty cool. My slide chains are not happening today, but whatever. So the Mega Ball is super awesome. What's also really cool about this game is that you can quick weapon switch at any time. And when you switch weapons, the weapons you have on screen don't actually despawn, which means we can combo different weapons together. Anyways, this is the first boss. I believe this boss is called Yado Kago. I'm gonna try and get a one-cycle kill here. We'll see what happens. I did! For once! Nice! So that's Yado Kago, also known as Mr. Crab 55. And that is our intro stage. We have some very important text here. So to talk about version, I'm playing on the US disc. It's not any slower than the Japanese. I am also playing on a slim PlayStation 2 with fast disc speed. That saves about a minute over playing on a fat PS2 or a PlayStation 1. While we're waiting out these cutscenes here, I'd like to give shoutouts to the classic Mega community as a whole, but especially the 8 runners who have pushed me to run this game, including Maple, Orsa, Cab, and Tonic, among others. So this game's real cool. First Robot Master coming up here is Grenade Man.
I'm Grenade Man!
He introduces himself. I don't even have to say it. This is Grenade Man. Right off the bat, we're going to be switching to the Mega Ball and using it for a lot of our maneuvering here. Another really cool thing about this game is you get full weapon energy refills at the halfway point of every stage and any time you die, as well as refills in the Wily stages, which I think is something every Mega Man game should do. Which means, well, what this means for the speedrun is that we're going to get to take advantage of tons of special weapons. Between that and the quick weapon switching, we can use them whenever we want, wherever we want, without any problems. So here's a... No, there's not. Okay. Was trying to do a Mega Ball out of a slide there. No big deal. Another thing I don't think I mentioned yet, you actually have 2 jump and 2 shoot buttons in this game. One of the shoot buttons is always dedicated to the Mega Buster, which means that you can fire the Mega Buster while also having a special weapon and using a special weapon even. When you're switched to only Mega Buster mode, this means that you can use 2 buttons to mash, which makes life way easier because I'm not very good at mashing. You can slide across one-tile gaps in this game, which is pretty neat. Alright, Grenade Man mini-boss coming up. This is Ururun Ai. There is a sort of soft manipulation on this boss. It is said in the lore of Mega Man 8 that if you stand about here, you tend on average to get better patterns. As far as I know, this is not like an explicit RNG manipulation, but it seems to work. And I didn't actually finish the boss with all my Mega Balls. Okay, no big deal. We should be able to finish it off with 1 or 2 charge shots. That was not a charge shot. And it went under it. Well, this isn't going super well. Oh well, it happens. Video games are hard. There we go. All right, we're done with that. So now we're gonna get a full weapons refill. So coming up is going to be our first ladder in the game. So ladders in this game are really important. We're not gonna take any of them. In fact, if I ever take a ladder that I don't have to take, there are a few exceptions to the no ladders rule. Anytime I take a ladder that is not necessary or in an auto-scroller, I am going to donate $2 because I should not be taking any ladders. Another reason that Mega Man 8 is actually the best, you get Rush Motorcycle, which is just amazing. I don't think I need to say anything more on that. Like, it's Rush, but as a motorcycle. Like, come on. Super cool. All right, no ladder. Cool. Gonna do some backwards damage boosts there. And now we're on to the Grenade Man fight. So Grenade Man, along with most of the Robot Masters in this game, your best buster damage is the half charge. So we're gonna be pummeling Grenade Man with half charges. There's a few exceptions to this rule. I will be noting them as we go. Grenade Man is the only boss we're gonna be fighting with half charges though, so, because pretty much from here on out, we're going to be using weakness weapons exclusively or in combination with the buster. Grenade Man's pattern is random, so we just kind of want to keep up with him to the best of our ability. And about now, he's going to do the Crazy Destroyer, which opens up the floor, gives us a new, more challenging arena to fight in, and he's done. When the Crazy Destroyer happens, you want to hit him with a fully charged shot, as I did, because you have plenty of time to charge it up. And that's Grenade Man stage. Now, our reward for beating Grenade Man, as they're going to show us in a second, is the Flash Bomb. The Flash Bomb is a really great weapon. It's a forward throw weapon that you can have two of them on a screen at once, and it has a really long, lingering hitbox, which is great. Fleck wants to do something, so I'm going to let him do that.
We got a $5 donation from Seraph, who says, "Who knew I'd discover that Mega Man 8 is my new favorite soccer game? Hashtag Mega Ball." Thank you very much.
I mean, to be fair, Seraph, there is actually a Mega Man Soccer. That's a separate game. It's not as good as this one, but it's there. Thank you so much for the donation, Seraph. So this is Frostman's stage. We got some... not really any ice physics, despite the look of it, which is good, because ice physics in Mega Man games have never been fun. We got these penguin enemies. You can slide them. And then we have the first of quite a few auto-scrollers. A knockoff of this game as a speedrun in particular, that's a Mega Ball, is that there are a lot of these kind of gimmicky auto-scrollers. They're fun, but they're auto-scrollers. So I am going to actually try and pay attention during these because I can die, and I'll look like a huge idiot if I do because it's an auto-scroller and it's the same every time. All you really need to know is during this auto-scroller, we are going to be collecting 2 bolts. Bolts are currency in this game. We need 5 bolts by the end of the first set of 4 Robot Masters to buy something very important that I will talk about later. For now, just enjoy Frostman's wonderful music. Here's bolt number 1. Gonna use the Mega Ball there. What's cool about the Mega Ball in this section is that because of how high your forward velocity is on this rocket board, you can Mega Ball jump at pretty much any vertical momentum. Makes life easier. Shoutouts to Party Balls. There we go. All right, that's 2 bolts. That's all the bolts we need in this stage. And then you can just do this because why not? We're gonna get a weapons refill here anyways, so whatever. All right, now we're on to the second half of Frostman's stage, which means it is time for, well, if you guessed Doggo Cycle, you guessed correctly. The Doggo Cycle only gets a couple uses throughout the run. Unfortunately, with how long it takes to menu to, it doesn't end up being worth it a lot of the time. This is one of those times, so we get to enjoy it. Very good. All right, so here comes a screen with some ladders. We're gonna do our best to not take them. Okay, we're good. No ladders. That's a ladder, so that's $2. I do usually take that one, even though you don't have to, but I am going to pay for it. Because in perfect fairness, it is not required. And then, guess what? We're not done with auto-scrollers, so we get another one that's faster. It is a lot shorter, though. Have I introduced my co-commentator yet? This is my co-commentator. He's gonna have some really interesting things to say later, I promise. No bolts in this one, so I'm just going to be focusing on not dying.
Fly, fly. Fly, fly. Jump, jump.
All right, we're good. Shoutouts to better snow physics than Super Mario Odyssey. So this is the Frostman fight. We are just going to be pummeling Frostman with the Flash Bomb. As I said, the Flash Bomb, you can have 2 of them on screen at once. So essentially what we're going to try and do here is keep 1 on Frostman at all times. By alternating shooting instead of firing 2 at once, we're going to be able to put 1 on him pretty much at any given time. And all the while we get to enjoy some voice acting. I recently ordered a Japanese copy of this game because I'm getting kind of bored of the voice acting, honestly. And the voice acting in the Japanese version is actually really good, so... And that was Frostman. Not a particularly exciting fight. Some of the fights we'll get later in this game get really cool. Once you have a couple more weapons, you can start to do a lot of like multi-weapon combo fights and stuff that are really cool to look at. All right, coming up next is Tengu Man stage. Tengu Man is childhood Proto's #1 enemy. I hated this boss as a kid. I could never beat him. Could never beat the stage. And we are going to hopefully just absolutely demolish it. This stage has a wind gimmick, a la Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, among many, many, many other games. So we're basically at any given time we want to be sliding or in the air. They're about the same speed. We don't ever want to be walking. Walking is slow.
Ready.
Also, the Saturn version of this stage has better music. Not quite what I wanted there, not a big deal. Okay, we got that ball. So this is the bubble room. That was the bubble room. Here comes a hard jump, so... Okay, we're good. That jump is hard. Those Mega Balls out of slides are rather challenging to hit. Especially, another little knockoff of this game is a speedrun. As I said earlier, or maybe I didn't say this, if I didn't, the graphics in this game are absolutely beautiful. They're bright, they're colorful, they're fun, they're detailed. One problem with that is that it's often kind of hard to tell what is a platform you can stand on and what isn't. That was not beat. So this is Auto. This is Auto Scroller number 3, I believe. Luckily we don't have that many more of these in the Robot Masters. Okay, now we have Beat. This is Beat. Beat owns. You'll be seeing more of Beat later when we play Mega Man 5. But for now, Beat is the best of the helpers in this game, just like in Mega Man 5, so we want Beat with us. The first section of this auto-scroller, there's nothing to do. We'll hit a reload checkpoint, and then in the second section, we will have a boss. And for that boss, we very explicitly want Beat. The party ball capsules that drop these helpers, the like little helper pellet rotates through the available helpers randomly, so we just have to hope for good luck. We get 2 shots at getting Beat. If we don't get Beat, we can get Eddie. Eddie is pretty okay. If we manage to only get absolute garbage, we can kill the mini-boss with a flash bomb. It's only a bit slower. Boop the snoot. Beat. There we go. Okay, cool. We are good to go. So here's the deal with Beat. Beat essentially deals damage whenever inside an enemy's hitbox, like that. So what we're going to do to fight this boss coming up is we're just going to put Beat inside of the boss's hitbox. Mega Man is going to hold a charge so that Beat stays right in front of us. And that's the entire fight. The boss is like a laser cannon thing. We want to be taking damage from the laser cannon's body instead of the laser itself, because the laser does a lot of damage, and we do need some health for the bosses coming up, or for the rest of the stage coming up after this, rather. So we're going to be taking damage from the boss's body instead of the lasers to make things a little safer. Just trying to get rid of as many of these enemies as possible. These tellies can be really annoying. Yeah, that's the entire boss fight. Beat absolutely demolishes that boss. And our reward for beating that boss, we get a free bolt. Yay, that's 3, I believe. 4, actually, 4. We're gonna end up with 6. There's something going on back there. So here's bubble room number 2. Pretty much the same deal. Oh! I didn't slide. That's okay, the respawn point's right here. It's no big deal.
Ready.
Okay, we're just gonna not do that. We most certainly tried. Oh well. Video games are hard. I chickened out there, which almost killed me. Game's not happy today. Okay. We need to be careful. If I game over, it's all the way back to the middle of the auto-scroller, which is not fun. Let's just do that. Keep it safe. Rest of this is easy. All right, cool, we're safe. So long as we don't do something really dumb on Tengu Man, we should be fine. So Tengu Man, as I noted earlier, there's exceptions to the Buster rule. Tengu Man is the first exception. Tengu Man takes 6 damage from the fully charged Buster. Tengu Man is also weak to Frost Man's Ice Wall, or Ice Wave, excuse me. Ice Wave can only really hit on the ground, so when Tengu Man is in the air, we're going to be hitting with fully charged Buster shots. I missed. Ideally, we want that attack as often as possible, because after it, he comes down here, we get to hit him 2 times for free. Got him. Get hecked on, Tengu Man. I have no lives. That's a little bit disconcerting. And from Tengu Man, we get the Tornado Hold, which is, unsurprisingly, Clown Man's weakness.
Let's do it.
So yeah, this is Clown Man. Robot Master designs. Theming aside, Clown Man is actually a really cool Robot Master. One of my favorite fights in the game, but we'll get to that later. Right now I'm trying to decide if and where I should take a game over.
Ready.
So that might be the smart thing to do, but this stage does not have hits. I think there's actually one after the mid-boss, so let's try and make it there without hecking up. So here's another edition of the Doggo Cycle. We're going to be taking this pretty much as far as we can go. Don't want to take any damage there, because as you can see, the Rush Bike has a little timer in like the middle left of the screen. If you take damage, the timer ticks down by quite a bit, and we want Rush to take us as far as he can. Play it safe there. These trains are on cycles that we need to be meeting. If you don't meet it, you just kind of want to take it easy there. Don't risk falling in that pit. That Met didn't wake up in time. That's okay. All right, we can't die now, so we're fine. This is the mid-boss of Clown Man stage. Boss is named Sissy Roll, aka for some reason, and nobody really knows where this name came from, the Lion Coin? Anyways, we're just gonna hit this boss with Mega Balls. Ah, those missed. There we go. There we go. Cool. All right, so I should probably take a game over. There's spikes right here. Perfect. Okay.
Ready.
Now let's just play it safe. Oh no, I died. How sad.
I'm next Quiet Anger and Kyoma on deck for Sailor Moon Station 2.
Great.
Ready.
All right.
Quiet Anger and Kyoma on
As I was saying, that's not the weapon I normally use there, but honestly, that worked really well. I might start doing that. So the Ice Wall, if I haven't said so yet, absolutely owns. It is such a great weapon. The weapons in this game are all fantastic. The Ice Wall just travels along the floor as long as it doesn't reach the screen boundary. So if you throw an Ice Wall and then start sliding, you can make it go a really long way. No ladders. And then coming up next is a section of the stage known as the Clown Climb. Depending on your skill level, there's varying strats you can use here. You can go pretty much straight up through this entire thing at the highest level. I'm going to play it a little bit safe, skip about half of this. And we're through. So coming up is the Clown Man fight. We're going to be using the Tornado Hold. So Clown Man's primary attack is spinning around on that thing. We never want to hit Clown Man with the Tornado Hold while he's still spinning. It will put him in a stun animation that is bad. So basically, we're going to be watching Clown Man to see when he's going to finish, then putting it. Other things to know with this boss, Clown Man takes 4 damage from the tornado, only 1 damage from the tornado's base, so we only want to hit with the tornado. Clown Man just did Thunder Carnival there, which is an attack during which Clown Man is completely invincible, so that's kind of bad. This game has a lot of randomness, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. Cool, that fight's a lot of fun. Hitting with half charges on all the swings, stuff like that. It's a good time. And with that, we are done with our first 4 Robot Masters. How you doing, buddy? Good? Great. So now we have the Thunder Claw, which is actually a grappling hook, among other things. It's pretty hard to use in combat, but it's really cool for platforming. Skip a cutscene there. This game has fully animated cutscenes. You wouldn't know it because speedrunning. They're animated pretty well, all in all. So this is the mid-boss stage, true to the formula set by Mega Man 7. There's 4 robots, mid-stage, and then 4 robots. This ladder does not count as a donation. You cannot skip ladders going down. And in this mid-stage, we are going to fight Duo, who is important to the plot. So Duo's a random jerk. He can do this, which makes him completely invincible. And he can do it as much as he wants. Otherwise, you want to hit him with flash bombs, just use the lingering hitbox. And anytime he does the comet attack like that, we want to charge up a fully charged shot so he can deal a bunch of damage right when he comes out. This is a very unlucky pattern. Oh well. There we go. And hey, look, it's Proto Man, because plot. As the 10th anniversary of Mega Man, this game really pulled out all the stops on like plot and stuff, and tried to include like all of the major characters. It's pretty well done, if I do say so myself. Skip another cutscene there, where we find Wily's lair, but then we realize we can't get into it without defeating more robots. So here's the best part of the game. This is the shop menu. We collected a bunch of bolts during the first 4 Robot Master stages. Our reward for these bolts, we are going to buy an item called the Hyper Slider, which, as you might imagine, makes our slide extremely fast. Also, hi, Roll. Bye, Roll. Gonna miss you, Roll. Roll is the best character. And with that, we are moving on to probably the hardest Robot Master stage, in my opinion. It has some tough platforming. This is Astro Man. I love Astro Man's design. Love Astro Man's fight despite the randomness. But just watch here and you can see just how much faster the Hyper Slider is. Other than that, we're going to be using a lot of Mega Balls in this stage. This stage has our favorite disappearing blocks. So we're going to be skipping as many of them as possible using the Mega Ball. So especially with the Hyper Slider, look how fast this is. We want to be sliding as much as possible. Also in Astro Man stage are these mazes. That's not slower, so whatever. And then here's an auto-scroller. These ladders don't count. If I had to pay for every ladder in this auto-scroller, I wouldn't be able to afford to come to the next event, so I'm gonna save my money. Really nothing going on here. You can go like super far down on the screen in this auto-scroller without dying. Like Mega Man can be basically completely out of your view, and you can still be alive. This game has awesome music. It's underappreciated because, again, not NES, but it's really good. Party ball. And as soon as that is just about to be on screen, we can slide on out of there. All right, coming up this next room, we have quite a bit of challenging platforming, including 2 Mega Balls off of slides. Like that. Then a Mega Ball here. Oh dear. Well, we're fine. And then one more maze. This one's a little bit longer. Gonna be going the fast way here using the Mega Ball. Those switches have kind of weird hitboxes. You have to delay for a couple of frames after, oh dang it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There we go. That jump is impossible. You have to delay for like a couple of frames after landing on the switch before you can slide or jump again. So those can throw you off. If you mess up, they'll eat your inputs like crazy. And that's Astro Man stage. All right, we don't have a lot of Mega Balls, so I'm gonna grab a full refill there. This is the Astro Man fight. Astro Man likes to sit at the top of the screen. So we don't have Astro Man's weakness. In this game, the 4 and 4 groups of Robot Masters have completely independent weakness cycles. What we're gonna do to make up for that is use the Flash Bomb. However, the Flash Bomb is horizontal, so we're gonna do that. This is the first of many fights where we will be comboing the Mega Ball and the Flash Bomb. That's bad. Astro Crush is an invincible attack. You can hit him generally once during it if you get... you just put a Mega Ball up in the air and see what kind of luck you get. Oh, wow, what a guy. If you pay attention to where Astro last disappears from, that's the safe spot on the screen. There we go, this is the attack we want to see. Because he just sits here for a while. Takes damage like a well-behaved robot. There we go. All right, we should be good. And that's the Astro fight. What fun, what luck. Coming up next, we are going to be going to Aquaman stage, the water stage in this game. But do not fear, Mega Man can swim in this game. Like, swim, like, through the water, not on the ground, not sliding. It's amazing. He can swim. It's great. Swimming is also actually like the second fastest movement underwater after sliding, so we're gonna be doing a lot of it.
Let's do it!
That was a sloppy menu.
I'm Aquaman.
Man. Thanks, Kerning.
Ready.
So one thing worth noting, especially with the Flash Bomb, but with pretty much every weapon in this game, enemies take a little bit to die after they get hit, so you have to be kind of careful when you throw a weapon at an enemy and then try to go past them. You generally need to wait a little bit. Okay, cool, we're through that. Oh, I didn't turn around fast enough. Want to get in a quick little slide there and then get back to swimming. Mega Man's breaststroke is excellent, if I do say so myself as a former competitive swimmer. And some Mega Ball action here. Ah, ladders, that's $4, okay. This PlayStation D-pad is questionable at times. Okay, so this is probably the worst mini-boss in this game. I forget what this thing is called. Its pattern and the pattern of the like wooden logs on the screen is completely random. You need to hit it 10 times with pretty much any weapon. So we're going to be using the Flash Bomb mostly, Ice Wave on occasion, depending on the pattern we get. I do not have a lot of health, so I'm going to be careful here. Also, when you do kill it, finishing the boss is actually cycle-based. Okay. No big deal. Spawn right up here. That was some bad luck, so... ah, well. So yeah, finishing this boss is cycle-based. So wherever you finish, you have to like basically get through a whole cycle of like kind of the waterfall area, because it loops, of course. It's not randomly generated or anything like that, before you can actually fall to the ground and grab the like pickup from the mini-boss. There we go. Okay, we're done. That was a pretty long fall. All right, so next up, right here, maybe my favorite room in the game. This strat is amazing. Literally takes holding down right and pressing 3 buttons. Bonk. And you just slide right through there. Especially with the Sniper Joes, you have to be careful about sliding right after shooting them. One thing I don't think I actually mentioned at any point in this run, you can actually speed up these time bombs, unlike in any other Mega Man game, by just jumping on the button again, or in that case, just kind of walking off and back on it. So that's pretty neat. So coming up is the Aquaman fight. Aquaman is weak to the Astro Crush that we picked up from Astro Man. This fight's pretty hard, so I'm just going to focus on this and let it speak for itself. Really working up a sweat here. Great. Hardest fight in the game, obviously. All right, coming up next is Swordman stage, the fire robot, because yeah. So Swordman stage is maybe my favorite stage in the game from a design perspective, not really from a speedrunning perspective. But what's really cool about the 4-in-4 Robot Masters format is that you're guaranteed to have the first 4 weapons by the time you reach any of the second 4 Robot Masters. What this is going to allow the game to do here is basically force us to use those first 4 weapons. So the first half of Swordman stage is basically this set of puzzle rooms that forces us to know how to use and use the first 4 special weapons that we picked up. So I think this is pretty cool. Some of these rooms are rather hard to do fast. Most of them are, in fact. They're really difficult to optimize. And I'm just absolutely horrendous at them. So expect the ladder bucks to start ticking up here for sure. We're going to try and do a lot of Mega Ball jumping in between rooms, but we'll see what happens. All right, so this first room is the Thunderclaw room. We're going to be using it to grapple and hit switches. Ah, that's a ladder. That's $6, I believe? That was sloppy. Unsurprisingly, those spikes are instant death. Oh, you jerk. Come on. All right, cool. That's one room down. Only one ladder. Okay. $8. Hey, we actually made that. All right, so this is my least favorite room in the game. This is the Tengu puzzle room. We have to use the tornado hold to connect these things. And they have the worst hitboxes. And can do this. And just get stuck there. That's 2 down. Next up is the Flash Bomb room. I have no idea how good this TV is at this. Good enough. Okay, so with the Flash Bomb, we need to use the light of the Flash Bomb to basically illuminate the background to tell us what switch to hit. So that was blue, red, and then yellow. The pattern is random, so you actually do have to pay attention to that every time you do this. And then last puzzle room, the Ice Wave puzzle room. That's $10 in ladders. Ice Wave puzzle room is pretty simple. You just use the Ice Wave to not die. These fire pillars are instant death. And that's all 4 puzzle rooms. Someday someone will figure out how to skip these rooms entirely. I still have faith in the potential of sword skip. Now that we've done that, we are going to fight the Swordman mini-boss. This is Giarna Eye. We're going to try and get essentially a 1.5 cycle on this boss by just basically standing here and putting flash bombs on it as quickly as possible. Okay, good. It worked. All right, so for the second half of the stage, the new gimmick is these like boats and lava pillars. gimmicks are really lame. The game bit back on that one. Hot diggity. Sheesh. Okay, game.
Ready.
I have learned my lesson, and by learned my lesson, I mean I'm going to do it again. Cool. $12. Need to be careful here. These bats can basically grab hold of you, and if they do so, they basically are just going to drop you into lava. All right, so this is the Swordman fight. We're going to be hitting Swordman with water balloons. Very ferocious robot. Swordman has an attack where he goes invincible for a little while. You can manipulate him to not do it any more than, I believe, once, but the manipulation costs a lot of health, basically to maintain it, and is rather precise, so I'm just going to be relying on good luck. That's bad luck. We don't want to see this. While we finish this boss up, I would like you to ponder the astute question offered by my chat once. Why doesn't Mega Man just pick up Swordman's legs and throw them in the lava while he's spinning around in the air? The world may never know. Anyways, that was Swordman. Coming up next is our last Robot Master, Searchman. Really cool design, pretty fun stage. Strange name, admittedly, but I suppose it works. This is also going to be our last instance of the doggo cycle. So if you're in for that, then you will enjoy this.
Let's do it.
I'm Searchman, okay?
I'm Searchman, okay. The other head is just like, yeah, sure you are, buddy, whatever. Don't worry about me, I'm not Searchman. I'm just Searchman second hand.
Ready.
All right, so let's get some doggo cycle. Last time it will be useful, so let's enjoy it. Really, really precise jumps will get you through this a little bit faster, but as I said, precise. And as we all know, I'm not good at video games, so... That's the wrong weapon. Well, no ladder. The Ice Wave kills pretty much every enemy in this game in one hit, the exception being that big, like, six-legged enemy that I just killed. That's pretty much the only one that you can't one-hit with the Ice Wave. So for those, we are going to be... Ow. Ow. We are going to be comboing the Ice Wave with the Buster. I suppose that works. Frog, what are you doing? Birds are the worst. Yeah, and then the rest of the stage is pretty much just Ice Wave. It absolutely demolishes everything in your path. That's the right weapon. And for Searchman, we are going to be using the Flame Sword that we just picked up. Searchman has a couple attacks. One of them is he hides in bushes. There's 3 bushes. Which one he's in is random. Luckily, with good use of the Flame Sword, we can hit 2 of them at once, thus lowering our odds of picking incorrectly. Oh, that was bad.
Deadly Storm.
Okay. That's Searchman, and that is 8 Robot Masters. Clapping. What a good co-commentator. So we're going to move on to the Wily stages now. We've just completed some of the hardest stuff in the game. We're super excited, and we're going to be greeted with something very, very cool when we enter the first Wily stage. I promise.
Sniper.
smash.
Let's do it.
Check this out, guys. 3D graphics. Ooh. That's not even what I was talking about. Something even cooler when we actually get into the stage. 3D graphics are pretty cool, though. Our reward for making it all the way to the Wily Castle stages, an auto-scroller.
Ready.
Thanks, game. Wily's 1 and 2 offer us basically a rehash of the 2 auto-scrollers that we had in the first 4 Robot Masters, except harder. So once again, I'm gonna not be an idiot and focus a little bit. If you have any donations or want to talk about the charity or anything like that, now would be a great time. Otherwise, we can just enjoy this wonderful music. Because, oh my god, this track is so good.
Jump, 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 jump.
Yeah, this is a good music track. So we don't have any donations to read at the moment, although I think that maybe because Streamlabs is on the fritz. But,
Oh no.
But we are raising money for the Sick Kids Foundation here, which is a great charity supporting the Hospital for Sick Children. So by all means, keep those donations coming in. Thanks so much to everyone who's donated so far this weekend.
What's our donation total at right now?
Currently, we are at $822.05, plus whatever's in the box.
Can we hit 1,000 by the end of my 2 runs, please? That would be really cool. I would
think-
like to do that.
I think with the box, we can definitely do that.
Without the box. No. Just the stream counter.
All right, well, let's get those in then, or if Streamlabs decide to start working again.
So we're through the auto-scroller now. Next section of this room is going to require us to use the Thunderclaw. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. Thunderclaw, as I mentioned earlier, very difficult to use in combat. And now we're going to face off against probably my favorite Wily Castle boss. This is a Tedamino. Tedamino, you have to kick Mega Balls at him. Worth knowing for this boss is that if you hold up when you kick a Mega Ball, you'll kick it at like a 60-degree angle instead of a 45-degree angle. This boss is rather hard without that one little trick. What's also worth noting with this boss, we want to be killing all of a Tedamino's like other parts. This pattern is random, by the way. The next cycle starts faster if you actually kill off all the things. Wow, this pattern is really good. Oh my gosh, I haven't moved at all. Okay, there it is. So far, so good. Now we're probably going to get the fake... No, we're not even going to get the fake Tedamino. Still good. One more. There's the fake. If you hit the fake, it drops down and sends like a shockwave across the floor. You still want to hit it, though, because saving time. You have plenty of health, so it's really not a big deal. And that is Wily 1. Next up is Wily 2. We have a cool section where I'm probably going to end up spending a lot of money on ladders. I believe I was at $12. That's about to go up.
Let's do it.
I was at $12, right? Okay, they're nodding. I'm not good at counting. So yeah, that's about to go up. This like whole first section of Wily 2 is a lot of ladders and a lot of Mega Balls and a lot of things I'm not good at.
Ready.
Hey, we didn't actually ladder there. Oh wow, we're actually doing good. Alright. Pull out the flame sword here. I'm really surprised. I didn't take any ladders there. Kill that guy for safety. We'll want to save our health. So I have 2 lives, so I will go for... There is a death warp at the end of this auto-scroller, because like I said, auto-scroller rehash. It's time to get our Gradius on here. At the end of this auto-scroller, there is a death warp that saves 10 seconds. By dying in the right spot, you basically skip a very long section of nothing that leads up to the boss. In order to do this, I need to have very low health at a specific point. For now, I'm going to keep my health pretty high, though. Just keep things safe. I really don't want to die when I don't intend to, because then you go all the way back to the beginning of the auto-scroller, which is not good. If you don't do the death warp, you don't want to pick up any helpers here because they actually will very much get in your way for the boss. Yeah, other than that, we're just chilling. This music is also very good. This game has really good music. Alright, I have a good amount of health right now, so I'm not too worried. So we'll talk about the boss now then. The boss at the end of this auto-scroller is a spaceship with 4 long leggies named Blaking. Blaking is basically the Mega Man equivalent of a 4-sided die. Blaking is going to decide randomly whether to let us hit them 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, or 0 times. I should have been taking more damage. Oops. No big deal. We still saved a couple seconds there. So yeah, Blaking randomly decides 0, 1, 2, or 3 damage. We have to hit Blaking with the Astro Crush 4 times. We're gonna see what Blaking does. We're gonna roll the dice. Let's see some leggies, Blaking. Let's see them. Ideally, you want like a 2 and 2 or a 3 and something. 2 cycles is just what you want, basically. Oh, that's really good. That's a 3. Very nice, Blaking. Very, very nice. Okay, so it looks like I did one of my hits wrong there. That's not a big deal. Once we get the arms open again, we can finish this off. There we go. Cool, done. That was good luck. I just didn't execute it perfectly, but oh well. All right, and looks like I am being motioned at with a microphone. Take it away, Fleck.
We got another $5 from Seraph, who says, Proto, stop being so good at ladder skips. We need that money for the kids.
I'm sorry, Seraph. I am doing my best to do my worst.
Let's do it.
All right, so next up now is Wily 3. Wily 3 is the longest stage in the game and the hardest stage in the game, and has no mid-stage game over checkpoint. We're not in danger of game overing, so no worries. But this stage is very scary for your ammo count because there's no reload in the middle, so no weapon refill. In the middle, we are also going to fight the one and only Bass, because you couldn't have an anniversary Mega Man game without Bass. Ah, that's a ladder. $14. Gonna take this a little slow. If you're really good, you can basically just wiggle your way through that section. That's $16. No big deal. Now we have the section over spikes. Oh no! Ah, that was bad. Okay, so now we have 0 lives, which is kind of scary. Don't want to die there, that's bad. $18. That's 20. I'm just gonna take that ladder, play it safe. Oh my gosh, get on the ground. Ah! That did not go quite as planned. That's no big deal. All right, so the mid-boss of this stage is the one and only Bass, combined into his awesome treble form with the evil energy from the plot of this game that I'm not going to bother to explain. We're basically just going to be trying to keep Bass under the influence of a flash bomb at all times, same as a lot of other bosses. If he ever goes too high on the screen for us to hit him, there's 2 attacks where we can do that. We are going to be using Astro Crush, since we have it anyways. And then the only other thing worth noting is when Bass reaches 1 HP, we want him to be as close to the bottom right of the screen as possible. Because when he hits 1 HP, he's going to do a very slow, dramatic crawl across the screen to that resting position for the cutscene. I don't have a lot of health, and I'm not happy about that. All right, you need to come over here, buddy. I'm not killing you there. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go with that. As you can see, that's very slow, so we want him to be as far over to the right as we possibly can. Think for safety here, because I really, really, really don't want to die. I'm going to do this. This is Rush Medic. Do you do nothing here? All right, cool. Thanks, game. Okay, there's some health. Game said you're welcome. And we can grab a life here. Still don't have a lot of health, which is disconcerting. We have 1 life, though, now. We also don't want to game over in the next stage, because you have to start... Next stage is the refights. We'll have to start it all the way over. Okay, so this is the Jello Devil, which is the funnest thing to say ever. Jello Devil, Jello Devil, Jello Devil. Try saying that 10 times fast. We can only do about half of the Jello Devil's health bar in 1 cycle. This is like a literally programmed limitation in the game. You cannot hit it more than 4 times. We are going to be trying to get an RNG manipulation by standing in the right spot between phases. Looks like I didn't get it. You have to stand in a pixel-perfect spot that I'm not sure I quite frankly understand. And along with that, this TV is not the best, so oh well, no big deal. It'll respawn now, and ideally we shouldn't have to worry about that again. And done. Cool. That's Jello Devil. Next up is our Robot Master Refights. The reprise, as my stream likes to call it, thanks to a meme literally 1 time that has just stuck around. And finally, we will be facing off against Wily himself.
Let's do it!
And then we're going to travel back in time and do it all again in Mega Man 5. Take it away, Fleck. I have plenty of time to kill here.
All right, we've got $20 from Gay Lulu, who says, "Hey, Proto, thanks for the fries."
You're welcome, Lulu. Lulu is part of the Rochester Invasion Force that came out here for this marathon. She's been a pleasure to hang with. All right, so only thing worth noting in these entire refights, we actually have Astro Man and Grenade Man's weaknesses now. I'll get to Grenade Man later. Astro Man, we have the Search Missile, which is going to allow us to put Astro Man in an infinite stun lock if he gives us the right pattern. Yes, cool. Cab that happened, cab that happened, cab that happened, cab that happened. What a good boss. Yeah. Alright, that's that fight. Rest of these fights are pretty much exactly the same, so I really don't have a lot to say here. That's the wrong weapon. One thing worth noting, I guess, a little tiny bit of trivia, the 2 sets of 4 capsules are laid out exactly like the 4 and 4 Robot Masters. So you don't really have to even memorize a capsule room. Apparently, I cannot fire water balloons. Swordman, you're a jerk. Swordman has a wonderful and elegant, distinguished British accent, of course. Obviously. And next up is Aquaman. No changes here. Gonna be alternating the fully charged Buster and the Astro Crush to finish this fight without really ever breaking a sweat. Very good. Luckily, we'll get a full refill of all of our weapons before Wily, which is good, because we're actually going to be using some Astro Crush in that fight. Searchman, no difference here. Hopefully we get a better pattern this time. Otherwise, shrug.
Yeah, let's go. Oh no! Deadly storm.
There we go. No problems there. This might be on sub-hour pace. I'm not sure. I can't honestly tell. Okay, so here's Grenade Man. We're going to be using the Thunder Claw. This fight's going to go a little faster, but it is significantly harder. As I said, the Thunder Claw is really difficult to use in combat, so... because it kind of locks you in place, unless you do a little jump. And even then, it's rather difficult. Also with the Thunder Claw, we can actually knock back Grenade Man's flash bombs at him, does the same amount of damage. So it's kind of whatever. And here's Clown Man. Same deal. Hopefully no Thunder Carnivals this time.
Yo, Kiki.
They say that if you're facing away from Clown Man, you're less likely to get Thunder Carnival. Don't know if that's true. Oh, Fleck just waved his hand at me. Go right ahead, Fleck.
All right, we've got another $25 from Gumjaw, who says, this was my first time participating in a live marathon, so I had to donate. Thanks to all the crew and support staff for their hard work. I'll donate another $25 if Proto does her best Wily Eyebrows impression.
Thank you so much for the donation, Gumjaw. I'm just going to keep going because they go on for like 30 minutes at a time. Important Mega Man fact. Oh, I actually got him stunned there. I've never actually managed to pull that off. Important Mega Man fact. The sound of